Share this with the title already won. Much of the focus on the Premier League has switched to the other end of the table. With just a week left, West Brom, Stoke and Southampton occupy the bottom three places, but Swansea, Huddersfield and West Ham could easily be sucked in, and Brighton are one of four other clubs yet to guarantee safety. Some have 2 games to play, some have 3, and some meet on the final day of the season, 13 May. "It's going to be a fascinating relegation battle," said former Wales midfielder Robbie Savage on BBC Radio 5 Live. "Stoke have not been conceding as many goals, but they're not winning games. They play Swansea on the last day. Huddersfield needed a point last weekend and didn't get one. What a run-in. And you have to give credit to Darren Moore at West Brom, surely he should be manager of the month?" Bottom side West Brom need to win their remaining 2 games and hope a lot of results go their way. Even if they win against Spurs on Saturday, 1500 hours BST, they're down if Swansea avoid defeat at Bournemouth or if Southampton win, because Swansea and Southampton still have to play each other. Their fate might be out of their hands. But the good news for the Baggies is their recent form. They are the only team in the bottom 12 to win more than once in their past 5 matches. Caretaker manager Darren Moore has a 50% win record from his 4 games in charge. In fact, he has already won more Premier League games with the Baggies this season than predecessor Alan Pardew, and as many as Tony Pulis before him. Stoke earned an important point against Liverpool last weekend, but they remain in a precarious position. Paul Lambert's side will be relegated if they lose to Crystal Palace on Saturday because Swansea and Southampton still have to play each other. If the Potters draw, they're down if Swansea avoid defeat or Southampton win. Even if Stoke win, they're down if Southampton, Swansea, Huddersfield, who don't play until Sunday, and West Ham all do likewise. The other problem is their form. The Potters are without a win in 12 league games, the current longest winless run across the top 4 divisions of English football. It's the club's longest run without a victory in the top flight since December 1984. They also have the worst goal difference in the division, 33. Could Stoke Saints boss Mark Hughes have a hand in the downfall of 2 clubs this season? He departed the Bet365 stadium after winning 5 of 22 games, leaving the Potters in the relegation zone. Now his task is to keep Southampton up. They got a much-needed victory against Bournemouth last weekend, their first home league win since beating Everton 4-1 in November. They've played 1 fewer game than the 2 teams below them, and are only a point from safety. They've looked lively under Hughes, scoring twice in both of their home league games under the Welshman, as many times as they did so in their last 14 matches at St Mary's under former boss Mauricio Pellegrino. Former Manchester United striker Andrew Cole, speaking on BBC Mot 2 Extra, said, "I think Mark Hughes would have got Stoke out of it if he'd stayed there. He's stabilised Southampton. I think they should have picked up more points. He just needs time. It's clearly not worked for Stoke getting rid of him either." Swansea are only a point above the relegation zone but could deliver the knockout blows to the teams around them while keeping themselves up. If they can pick up points against mid-table Bournemouth on Saturday, they will have the upper hand when they face Southampton and Stoke in their final 2 games, both of which are at the Liberty Stadium. The Swans' form is worrying, though. They're without a win in 6 league matches and Carlos Carvalhal's side have failed to find the net in 16 Premier League games this season. "I've started to really worry about them because they're not scoring goals again," said BBC Match of the Day pundit Jermaine Genius. "I would be really worried if I was a Swansea fan." Huddersfield face a daunting task in their final 3 games, Manchester City, Chelsea and Arsenal. They are 3 points above the drop zone in 16th and haven't scored in 19 different Premier League games this season. Their 2-0 defeat by Everton last weekend has pulled them right back into the chaos. The Terriers have only taken 3 points from a possible 27 against the top 6 teams in the league this season, too. "They're not over the line and there's a few creeping up behind them now," said Genius. "Those fixtures stink as far as I'm concerned." Brighton have a similar test ahead of them. Although they are 5 points clear of danger in 14th place, the Seagulls haven't won in 6 league games and have Manchester United, Manchester City and Liverpool in their final 3 games. Did they do enough earlier in the season to avoid the drop? Media playback is not supported on this device. It has been a turbulent season for West Ham. Slaven Bilic left, David Moyes came in. The fans protested on the pitch and now there are training ground fallouts. West Ham are 15th and 3 points above the drop zone after suffering their second 4-1 thrashing in as many weeks, this time against champions Manchester City. The Hammers have conceded 67 goals in the league this term, the most they've shipped in a single season in the competition since 2010-11, when they conceded 70 and were relegated. Match of the Day pundit Alan Shearer was shocked by the players' distinct lack of effort in the defeat by City, saying, When you play against the better teams, you have to work harder, and not show a bad attitude. It's not acceptable for any team, let alone a team in a relegation battle. Can they pull it together for their last 3 games against Leicester, Manchester United and Everton? Share this with